Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am sitting at my vanity again today and I thought that I would film a get ready with me. I want to show you guys how I have been doing my makeup lately. I got a few requests to show exactly how I have been doing my eye makeup. I've been doing a fun kind of bronzy smoky look for summertime that I have been obsessed with and I've been wearing it nonstop. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I get that eye makeup look as well as my face makeup and how I have been curling my hair lately. So if you guys are getting ready for your day, grab a cup of coffee and let's get ready together. I just woke up. I'm currently in the midst of waking up and I thought it would be fun to just set up my camera and film a get ready with me. I have seen a lot of requests in the comment section asking me to share my summer makeup routine. I've kind of been going with a bronzy look, which I have been loving lately. So I thought since I am going to get ready, I would set up my camera and I would show you guys exactly how I achieve my summer glowy and bronzy makeup look. So let's just jump right into it. I am just gonna go ahead and get started and get ready for my day. And I just want to mention that I just made the best cup of coffee. It's the Starbucks blonde roast. So I just brewed regular coffee and then I frothed my creamer. I use a vanilla creamer that I find at Target. And something about frothing the creamer just makes it taste so good. It tastes like a latte. So just a little tip for you guys if you are looking to improve your morning cup of coffee. My face is already prepped. I have my eye moisturizer on and my face moisturizer on. So the first thing I always do is take my Caudalie Beauty Elixir and I just spray it on my face just to prime it a little bit more. I love this beauty elixir. I actually just repurchased this. This is my brand new one. I had run out of my other one and I just go through this so much. I use it every single day. I use it before and after I'm done with my makeup. So this is a staple in my collection. And then once that is done, I'm gonna add a little bit of this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Face Primer on just to prime my skin a little bit more, just so my makeup lasts all day. And then I just repurchased this Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. I wear it in the shade 2N. I actually have, this is my old one. This is the older packaging. So this is the brand new packaging. These are the same foundations. And in the old one, I used shade 020. And then the new one, they said my shade was 2N. So I'm going to be using my new one because I'm pretty much out of the old one. So I always apply my foundation with my beauty blender. So I just put a couple squirts on the actual beauty blender and then I just dot it on my face and then I'm going to blend it. And this one actually has like a light fragrance in it, which I think smells so good. But if you guys don't like foundations that do have a fragrance in them, then you probably won't love this one. But I just think it has the most beautiful coverage. It's not too full coverage, but you can definitely build it up. And there actually is SPF in this, which I also like because I always want to make sure that I have some sort of SPF coverage on my face during the day. And you always should blend down the neck. That is something that I never ever skip in my routine because I don't want my face and neck to be different colors. That line of demarcation is never a cute look. So I always blend down my neck. Next, I'm taking my Becca Under Eye Corrector. I always apply it with this little Morphe brush and I just lay it on there. And these steps for my face makeup are pretty much going to be exactly the same in my new mom beauty routine video because I always apply my face makeup like exactly the same. But what's going to be different in this video is how I do my eye makeup. So I just load that on there to get rid of my dark circles and then I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender. Sometimes I'll put a little bit up here just to conceal. I do get kind of like purpley veins up there, so I just like to put what's left on the beauty blender up there on my eyelid. And then next step is my Holy Grail Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I wear it in the shade Light. This is the perfect shade for me. And I put a lot on because I want to make sure I'm completely concealed underneath my eyes. Just an FYI, my dog is in here, so if you hear any weird noises in the background, that's Maggie. And then I always take the leftover concealer and I put it on my eyelid. I don't ever add any extra because I just feel like I don't need to add any extra. I don't need to waste any more concealer. I can just use the rest, what's left over on my Beauty Blender, to conceal my eyelids, and then that also helps prime my eyelids for eyeshadow later on. And then I'm just going to highlight and conceal other parts of my face. Just a little trick that I like to do sometimes if I feel like my Beauty Blender is not as damp as it was in the beginning when I started, I'll take my Caudalie Beauty Elixir and I will just spray the Beauty Blender, and then I just kind of put it in my hand just so it's not like soaking wet, and then I'll just continue to blend everything out. And then it also just makes my skin look even dewier, which I love. Can't get enough of dewy, glowy skin. And I did self-tan 2 nights ago, so my skin is a little bit darker than normal. So I feel like my concealer is looking a little bit light on my face. So then what I'll do is I'll take a tiny little pump more of foundation and I'll just kind of go over the areas where my concealer is a little bit light on my skin, just to kind of even everything out so the color all looks even and everything matches. So now that my foundation and concealer are done, I'm going to set my face with powder, and the first thing I do is I take a damp Morphe sponge and I take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 1, and I'm just going to dab the sponge in there like this. And this is how I set my under eyes. I love doing it like this. I think it is so flawless. And then I'm just going to dab underneath my eyes to really set them. And don't be afraid to really load up the powder on the beauty sponge. And I don't set my whole face like this, I just set under my eyes like this. I just think it applies so much coverage and I love the way that it looks. Next, I take this tapered highlighter brush and I add more of that powder and I set my eyelids with this brush. You can also set your eyelids with the beauty sponge, but since I have eyelash extensions, it's just easier for me to do it with this brush. And then I can just kind of get in all of the little crevices. And this is really going to set my eyes so they are totally ready for eyeshadow. And then next, I'm going to take this huge fluffy face brush. I love this one. This is one of the Morphe Jaclyn Hill brushes. It's JH01 if you're wondering. And I'm just going to dab it into my Charlotte Tilbury powder and just dab the rest of my face just to set everything. I'm not doing this to add really any more coverage. I'm just doing it so I'm setting my face because I don't want my face to be tacky. Because if it's tacky, then it's harder to blend my bronzer and my blush and all of the powders later. Always make sure to really get your neck and set that super well too. And you can even do your chest too, because I will be adding bronzer to my neck later. Now that my face is totally set with powder, I am going to go in with bronzers and blushes and highlights and all the fun stuff. So I'm going to use this Cheek Leaders palette. This is the Bronze Squad by Benefit. And there's a couple Hoola bronzers in here. There's the regular Hoola, which I love, and then there's the Hoola Caramel, which is a little bit deeper. So I'm just gonna go in with the regular Hoola. Again, this is another Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush. I have the whole set and I use these brushes every single day. I love them. So I'm just gonna kind of carve out my cheekbones. That's always the first part I do. I always start with my cheeks and my cheekbones, and then I will go to the forehead and really get in there on the hairline. And then I go down here. And then it's always good to kind of make it like a 3 motion. So you go 1, 2, 3 in the shape of a 3, and then that just like hits all the points on the face that really need to be bronzed. I'm gonna go in with the Hoola Caramel, which is definitely a lot darker and probably better suited for people who are tanner than me, but I'm just gonna go in with just a tiny dab of it and just kind of hit just the cheekbones just a little bit, just to deepen it a tad. And this step is totally not necessary, but it's just something that I like to do just to make the bronzer pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back in with the regular Hoola. I'm going to pinch my brush like this and then just go down on either side of my nose just to kind of contour it and cinch my nose in just a little bit, nothing too extreme. And then if I ever feel like I put too much on, I'll just take my powder brush and just kind of go over any places that I feel like may have a little too much bronzer on them. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a blush. I love this one by Benefit, Rockateur, I think it's called. It's this beautiful rose gold color. Again, I'm using a Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush. I love this one. I think this one is like more for highlighter, but I love using it for blush. So I just go on my cheeks and kind of up to my cheekbones. And then I honestly also kind of run it over my nose just to give it that like super summery sun-kissed look. I'll even run just a little bit up here just so all the colors blend together super nicely. And then you can always add blush later if once you're done with your makeup, if you feel like you just need a little bit more pink to your cheeks, but that is good for now. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter. So again, in this Cheek Leaders palette, I'm gonna go in with the color Cookie. I use the same brush that I use for my blush, and this is super pigmented and a little goes a long way. So I'm just dabbing my brush in a little bit and then kind of hitting it off, and then I just add it to the tops of my cheekbones. And I really don't want a blinding highlight at all. I'm not into that. I just want to add a little bit of shimmer to my face. The face is all done, so now I'm going to go back in with my Caudalie Beauty Elixir and spritz my face. Once my face is done, now I just go onto my eyebrows really quick. I really don't do much to my eyebrows on a daily basis because I do have pretty thick eyebrows. So normally I'll just run a little clear brow gel in them. Today I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown eyeshadow and just a little pencil brush and just slightly fill them in where there's gaps. I just feel like since I am so blonde, I don't really like having super dark eyebrows that really stand out. So I just like filling them in a little bit just so they look a little bit more polished, but I definitely don't do anything extreme to my brows. So that is good enough for me. And then I always do this step no matter what, even if I don't fill them in. I'm always going to use my clear brow gel just to set them in place so they don't move throughout the day. And then that is it for brows. So let's move on to eyes. So this is what you guys really requested, was to see the eye makeup look that I have been doing this summer. It is so easy. It only uses a couple products, but I love them so much. And I don't think I've ever shared them on here. I might have, but I don't think I have ever shared them on my YouTube channel before. So the main thing that I use is a Charlotte Tilbury product. It's called Eyes to Mesmerize in the color Marie Antoinette. It is so beautiful. It's a cream shadow. I actually just ordered another one, I think in the color Jean, which is more of like a bronzy color. This is more of like a darker, it's still bronzy, but the other one is more like goldy bronze, which I'm so excited. Once I get that in, I will show you guys that. But for now, I'm gonna use this one, which I love. I just take this Morphe M421 brush, which is just a small little eye detail brush, and I just put it all over just my lid. I don't go above my crease. And it just gives the most gorgeous bronzy look to the eyes. And the good thing about this is, since it is a cream product, you can kind of be messy with it and then you can fine tune it and make it look so much better later. So right now, it's just important to lay it down on your eyelid and then we will fix it up later. Once that bronzy base is laid on your eyes, next I take my Laura Mercier Caviar stick. Mine is in the color Sugar Frost, and this is just a gorgeous highlighter that looks so pretty paired on top of that Charlotte Tilbury product. So I mainly focus this on the inner corners and then just like on the super low part of my eyelid. I don't want to go high with this product at all, but I just think this pairs so nicely with that. And you just apply it with a stick. It's super easy. And then I'll go back in with my Morphe brush and just blend it out. So that is all you do for the actual eyelid part. And then for the crease, I have two different brushes and I use my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which is very well loved. And I go in with the color Milk Chocolate and Salted Caramel, and I just mix them on this big Morphe brush. I just go in with both of them, and then I go in on my crease. Guys, I'm sorry, my dog is always barking, so pretty much anytime I film, you're probably gonna hear a dog barking or my baby crying, but that's just real life, so I apologize in advance. I just go in sweeping motions with those colors, and again, you can be super messy. You don't have to be super precise with this step. It always turns out looking really good. So this is a really easy, foolproof eyeshadow look, and I love it. It's super bronzy and beautiful and perfect for summertime. So once I am done with that, I will take this more precise eyeshadow brush. I will go in with the color Semi-Sweet, which is a darker brown shade, and I will just kind of define the outer crease just a little bit more since it is a darker color. And I don't want it to go all over my eyelid. I just want it to go right in the crease right there. Just back and forth windshield wiper motions. I am a blending freak. I will blend for so long because I don't like when eyeshadows are harsh looking. I like when they're super like melted looking and just beautiful and blended. So I go back and forth so many times, but that is just the way that I learned to do my eyeshadow, and I really can't do it any other way. You can add more of the dark color to your crease depending on how dark you want this smoky eye to be. I don't want mine to be super dark. There are other darker colors in this palette that you could use to darken it up, but I am good with how it's looking right now. And sometimes after you blend the crease, you kind of lose the pigment on your eyelid. So I go back in with the Laura Mercier stick and I just kind of carefully go over my lid just to make that bronzy color pop a little bit more. And then I will go back into this palette and I will use the Champagne Truffle color to highlight my brow bone. The next thing I do is I go back into my same palette and I take the color Semi-Sweet, which we used in the crease, and I put it on a flat definer brush and I define my lower lash line. I don't go all the way in, I go probably like halfway. I think that is most flattering because you don't want to close your eye in. And now I'm going to take a pencil brush and go back in with the milk chocolate shade and add a little bit of the salted caramel color. Again, those were both of the ones I used in my crease. And I am just going to smoke out my lower lash line, and I will go in all the way to the inner corner when I'm doing this step and really smoking it out. Now I'm going to do eyeliner, and since I have eyelash extensions, I like just using eyeshadow as my top eyeliner. If you don't have eyelash extensions, you could use anything right now. You could use gel liner, you could use kohl liner, you could use whatever, but I personally like using eyeshadow because it's easy and it's foolproof. So I'm going in with the color Triple Fudge, which is the darkest color in the palette, and I'm just going to stamp it on my upper lash line. I will give a quick little brush to my lash extensions, and I actually am due for a fill. So some of my lashes are very few and far between. So what I will do when I do need an eyelash fill is I will put mascara on my lashes, and I use this Maybelline Snapscara, which I talked about in my drugstore favorites video. I love this and it's awesome for eyelash extensions. So if you're looking for a good mascara for that, I would use this one. It can wash off just with water, so it's not harsh at all on your lashes and it doesn't make them fall out. So I'm just gonna coat my lashes with some mascara just to make them really pop. And I will also use this on my bottom lashes, and I also think this is such a beautiful mascara for your bottom lashes. It really makes them long and spread out, and like I have said about this mascara before, it's not clumpy like some other mascaras are, and that is so great about this one. One last step that I love to do to my eye makeup routine is add a nude color eyeliner to my bottom waterline. It really makes your eyes look wide awake, and I just love that effect. Definitely makes you look like you got more sleep than you actually did. So this is by NARS, and you just add it to your bottom waterline. You could also add like a dark brown. That would be super pretty to your waterline. That would be more for like a nighttime going out look, but for during the day, I love adding a nude color to my waterline. So my eye makeup is complete. So next, let's get some stuff on the lips. I don't like what my face looks like when I have the foundation and everything and my lips are white. So let's add some color to my face. I had some of you guys ask me what my favorite drugstore lip combo actually looked like on me. So I thought I would show you guys that one today, because in a couple of my previous videos I was wearing a Charlotte Tilbury lip combo that I've been obsessed with lately, but I want to show you what my drugstore combo looks like on me, so in case you guys are wanting to buy it, you can see exactly what it looks like on me. The first thing I do, this is not drugstore, but I add MAC lip liner in the color Whirl. This is just like a dark kind of mauvey color, and I think it's so pretty. So I outline my lips with it, and I do slightly overline them just because I like that look. And then once my lips are lined, I always take my finger and kind of just like smear it all together because I don't want that super harsh lip line. So then I will go in with my e.l.f. lip crayon in the color Tea Rose. This can also be used as a lip liner, so I'll kind of just go over what I did with the MAC lip liner. And then I will also fill my lips in with this. And this is such a pretty mauvey, like pinky purple color. So I think it is so beautiful. And then my favorite NYX Butter Gloss is the Eclair color, so that's the one I'm going to show you guys today, but I love so many of the other ones, but I think this one pairs so nicely with the Tea Rose color because it is more of that purpley pink color. Now I'm going to start my hair curling routine, and I'm actually going to use a different curling iron today. I'm going to use my T3. This is a 1 1/4 inch barrel. That is the size that I always use. I just like the way that it curls my hair. So before I curl my hair, I take this Dry Bar Hot Toddy product, and this is a heat protectant mist, and it's for dry hair, which I love. So I'm just going to spray it all over because I really want to protect my hair from the heat when I curl it. So I'm going to curl my hair a little bit different today than I have been doing it lately, just because it's fun to mix things up. So let's get started by clipping my hair back. What I'm going to do is curl the first section of hair away from the face and then the other section of hair towards my face and alternate. So that is what I'm going to do, just to create a little bit more texture within my hair. As you guys can probably see, curling your hair every other direction definitely gives it more body and volume, which I love about this style. So then for the top layer, I am just going to curl away from my face because that is the most flattering. Once I am finished with the curls, I'm just going to let them sit for just a little bit, and then I'm going to brush through my hair because I don't like when you can see like each individual curl like that. I would never keep it like that, but I do want to keep it like that right now just so it sets. So I'm just going to go over and curl some other pieces that are a little neglected, and then I'm going to spray some texturizing spray, and then we will be all done. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my brush and brush through the curls just so they look a little bit more lived in. And then after this, you can always recurl some if you feel like you lost a little bit of the curls, but I just love how these look, and especially when they're brushed out. Now that my hair is all brushed out, I'm going to take the texturizing spray and just spray it all throughout the hair. I kind of like to lift it up a little bit and run it through. Okay, you guys, that is it. It is that easy. It's so similar to my other hair curling tutorials, except you just go every other direction with the curls, and then the top layer, you do them all away from your face. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment if you have any video requests, and I will see you guys in the next video.